Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing the PayPal prepaid card. Yeah. You've seen prepaid debit cards before. PayPal has their own. Let me start off by saying the reason I thought of getting the PayPal card was in a forum, someone who represented PayPal told me that I should think about getting first their credit card, but I'm not going to get their credit card. Credit sucks. But then their prepaid card. The woman said basically that it would work out a little better for me because my money, I was complaining about how long it takes for the money to show up on my debit card in my bank account when I do a transfer. She said, please excuse the noise. That's my 2-year-old running around behind me. Can't really control that. Anyway, she told me that it would show up more quickly if I had this card. It wouldn't take as long to show up. So I said, okay, you know what, I'll check it out. I was in 7-Eleven one day. I saw it there. It's available there along with a lot of other stores. I purchased it. Okay. You know, the first thing you notice is, the $4.95 charge. When you buy a prepaid card, you're going to pay for the card. It's as simple as that. You pretty much pay for, as far as I know, every prepaid card I've ever gotten, at least I paid for. So, that's fine. You pay for the card. You can start it off with anywhere from $10 to $500. I already have money on my PayPal account, so I wasn't going to put a lot of money on it. Started off, so I went with the minimum, put $10 on it. Fine. So I've already paid $15 basically, but 10 of that's on the card, so doesn't count. Anyway, that's fine. Everything's good. Go to bed, wake up the next morning, check out my account. Wait a minute. I've been charged $4.95. No, not my debit card or account, I didn't take my bank card and buy this. I paid cash, so I'm not talking about the $4.95 that I paid for this. I'm talking about on this actual card here. Let's take it out for a minute here. I'm talking about on my actual PayPal prepaid account, it says minus $4.95. Yeah. So, I'm wondering about that. So, I called customer service. Well, the first thing is, I called at 8:15 in the morning. Couldn't get anybody at customer service. It said that it wasn't during their business hours. So, then I listened to the business hours, and it said their business hours started at 8 a.m. So, 8:15 is after 8 a.m. So, should be during their business hours, right? Well, whatever. That's the first issue. I called a few times during that time period. They didn't get anybody. Still said it was after business hours until about 9:10. That's when someone decided to actually pick up. Well, anyway, I talked to them and I asked about the $4.95. And basically what the woman told me was that I was being charged $4.95 a month for the privilege of using their prepaid card. No, she didn't actually say it like that, but that's basically what it all amounts to. I'm being charged $4.95. She tried to downplay this by saying, well, a lot of prepaid cards charge you fees to use their card. We don't charge you fees for your transactions. But instead, we charge you $4.95 a month, whether or not you actually even use your card for transactions or not. Which I'm not. I'm only going to be using this to withdraw the money from my account. I have other cards for that. Yeah, so when you're getting this card, you're paying that $4.95 to the store for the card, and then you're paying another $4.95 on top of that every single month, whether you use the card or not. So I said, okay, well, that's really interesting. I knew nothing about that. This representative never said anything to me about it. And, when I bought this at the store, nobody said anything about it. I mean, I know about the $4.95 right here for the card. No, doesn't say anything here about $4.95 a month. So she said, well, it's there. It's in your terms and conditions. You know, this little piece of paper right here with all the tiny ass print that, let's face it, nobody ever reads. And if you are actually one of those few people that read this, guess what? This paper is all neatly folded up and packaged behind your card. Think about that for a second. Neatly folded up and packaged behind your card. So when do you see this piece of paper? After you buy the card. Yeah. I mean, unless you're one of these people that would go to their website and look for the terms and conditions file prior to this. Which maybe I should have done. But honestly, how many of you actually do that? Yeah. So, a little deceiving, to say the least. A little misleading, maybe. I don't know. You be the judge of that. Only thing I know is I'm canceling this card now. And maybe it's going to take longer for the transfers to show up on my account than it would be just using this. Maybe. Honestly, I don't really care. I just know I'm not paying $4.95 a month for a card that I'm not really even going to be using for transactions ever. And maybe this sounds like a good fit for you, but it wasn't a good fit for me. That's my opinion on the card, my thoughts, and I'll never be buying one of these cards again. But, you know, you be the judge. Just one man's opinion.